Winchester Cathedral and the artist Luke Jerram have inspired me to write the following duo of poems called Suite of the Moon and Sun. I am the author of the poetry collection We Are the Winter People, which won third place in the International Poetry Book Awards in 2022. It would mean so much to me if you were to repost and share this video as much as possible so that it reaches Winchester Cathedral and Luke Jerram. In February 2024, Luke's travelling artwork, Museum of the Moon, was installed for a time at Winchester Cathedral. My aunt Viv Ferris, who volunteers as a guide at the cathedral, sent me a photo of it, and it inspired the first poem of the Suite of the Moon and Sun. Then just recently, in February 2026, Luke Jerram's Helios arrived at Winchester Cathedral, and my second poem in the suite immediately flowed out upon seeing a photo of it. Here are my two poems in Suite of the Moon and Sun. When Winchester Cathedral swallowed the moon, in memory of Ian Rowbory. It used to pull the tides, the ocean, but I have swallowed it, and now it tugs only the inner waves with its gravity of grief. The ridges of the roof of my mouth, the Palatine rugae, arch across the ceiling of my nave. They were scraped raw by the lunar lump that I gulped down involuntarily, the sphere settling stonily in my stomach to hang suspended, trapping everyone beneath with its smothering shroud of heaviness, a thick separating curtain that makes all of us alone. I have been here before. They built me on a floating raft, a layer of beech trees on top of peat. My walls remember how I sank, bulged, cracked, before the repair, before the shoring up of foundations. You cannot see me sinking now, cannot see the cracking, the danger of collapse. When my vaulted heights draw your gaze upwards, do you see me waving or drowning? Yes, I also remember how one person made the difference, someone who did the deep diving, the slow, loving work of presence in the darkness beneath, in the watery black of the flooded trenches amidst the corpses. In that place, it is good to be reminded not to look for the living among the dead. Now I accept the moon and let its gentle light be healing. I allow its rhythms to churn the waters until I have the strength to heave and spit it out of my doors, releasing it back into its proper place in the sky. I shall not monopolize the moon. I have hidden away a piece of its rock, kept a sliver behind, or maybe more accurately, a shard became lodged in my heart, a constant bleeding wound. I am glad of it. I would not want to forget the moon, or that it is a part of me. Maybe you will spot the splinter somewhere in my vastness. You may see it everywhere or nowhere. It depends who is looking. When Winchester Cathedral swallowed the sun. Scalding embers spark off from the sun as it barrels down my gullet, its implacable advance like a massive burning boulder rolling down a tunnel, leaving smouldering blackened flesh sloughing off in its wake. It hisses, like after a science experiment at school, when a tripod has absorbed too much heat over a Bunsen burner, sizzling and steaming in the sudden shock of changing temperature so rapidly as it is passed under a cold water tap. Entering my belly, the blazing sun lights me up from within, and I had not anticipated what it would illuminate with its angry, fiery light, scouring and piercing me with its flaming eye. I met that fire, and found that I was not its equal. I was its master. The fever of my hatred whipped up in the flames inside, engulfed the unsuspecting sun, which quailed back from my firestorm, my blistering inferno, and it was afraid. Like the proverbial frog in a saucepan of cold water that happily stays in that water while the heat is slowly turned up, not realizing until too late that it is being cooked. I had let the hate in, not knowing how to eject the poison, finding myself unable to forgive what had been done, unable to expel the pain, unable to heal the damage, unable to jump out of the bubbling water in which I was being boiled alive. I thought that love would and could drive out all hatred. I thought that love and hatred could not exist together in one body. Yet now here is deep love and deep hate. What happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object, when love and hate collide? Perhaps the two can only be reconciled within the sun, where unparalleled love that lays down its life coexists with just anger, the same anger that warned that if anyone ever harmed a child, it would be better for them in the end to have a great millstone fastened around their neck and to be drowned in the depth of the sea. The same anger that yelled, "You brood of vipers!" The same anger that overturned tables, sickened at people's greed, that twisted everything beautiful and good. This love and rightful hatred together, do they dance a duet in the gaze of the sun? I'm also trying to save my life by fundraising for urgently needed neurosurgery in New York that's not available here in the UK. The fundraising page for that is gofundme.com/SaveJenny. Thank you.